ready? All right, cool. So an angle. So to produce an angle, what it is going to be is two non-collinear rays with the same endpoint. Alright, so we have two rays, they have the same endpoint, but they're not collinear, they're non-collinear. So what that means, so what that means is they can't lie on the same line, but they have to share the same endpoint. So let's go ahead and draw a ray. And let's call it endpoint A and B. And now I need to create another ray that has the same endpoint, but does not have, both those rays are not collinear. So we can do something like this. Yes? Yes? Okay. Now, we know A is our endpoint, right? But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you another term for that endpoint when it terms with angles. We like to call that the vertex. When our two rays come together at their endpoint of both rays for an angle, we like to call that a vertex. And then the sides are going to be your two rays of your angle. All right? Now, sometimes when defining an angle, well, anyways, if you know what the line, we said a line, okay, so here we have two rays, ray AB and ray AC, right? For an angle, we do a little angle symbol. And we do CAB or angle BAC. Now, I'm going to ask you over there, what is wrong with angle ACB? Mr. Hauser, why could I not choose angle ACB? These are correct. That one's wrong. Why are these two correct and that one's wrong? What do you think? A is the vertex. Okay, yes, that's correct. So what does the vertex have to do with how I label them? Because you're on the right path. You're working there. Stumped? Guy next. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead, you reason.
Because it goes in like order.
Okay. And you want to add something?
A's in the middle.
A is always in the middle. Is that what you're going to say? Yeah, well, there's two different things. You're both right. Notice how, yes, the vertex is in the middle of both of those. And notice also how these go in order. Think about going in order with my pen. C, A, B, B, A, C. By following that direction in order.
Hello, is anyone in there?
Yes?
Ariel Danewood for dismissal.
Okay.
Thank you.
So anyways, if I say these angles how I have them, does my line create an angle? Right? If I go CAB, I'm drawing the angle. BAC, I'm drawing the angle. But if I do the angle ACB, A to C, then I got to drop my pencil, lift it up, and put it to this point B. So it doesn't create the same angle. Does that make sense? All right. There's also another way that we can write it, is, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of times you can say, yeah, that vertex in the middle. A lot of times we just call it angle A. All right, so sometimes you can also just call it just by its vertex. Yes?
What if the angle's facing that way? Would you change the direction of the answer thing? You know how you have the angle?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't. The order is not going to matter, as long as you still don't have your vertex in that middle. Yes. So we can also call this angle A because that's its vertex. All right. So a lot of times you're going to just be calling it by what its vertex is, but a lot of times you'll also be using the 3 points. Now we're still not done yet. There's still a couple things. On a measure of angle A, there's also one more thing which we call the measure. All right. And when we're measuring degree or we're measuring angles, we use a common thing for this class is going to be degrees. Right? 360 degrees is going to provide you with a circle. Right? So what we're going to do to measure angles is we're going to use degrees. The degrees on your protractor right? Tell you how far you're going through. So when I want to discuss the degrees of an angle, don't worry about it. When I want to discuss the degrees of an angle, what I'll do is I'll say the measure, and I'll put a little m there. So that means measure of the angle, and that is the name of the angle. Alright, so a lot of times you guys are going to see some problems that's going to have M angle and then either A, one letter, or three letters.
Hello,
Yes.
Gabrielle Jesus for dismissal.
She just came down.
No, that was Ariel.
Oh,
That was Aaron.
oh, Gabby. Okay, gotcha, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have M, A, measure of angle, A is your name. Alright? Cool? Or, I could also do it over here. You know, whenever I put the M in front, that just means I'm talking about now the measurement of the angle. The measurement of the angle is the distance between the two rays. And we're going to measure that in degrees. Alright, so I have a couple more things to go over.